spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
All right, good evening. We're going to go ahead and start our meeting. It's 5 o'clock. I want to take this time to thank everybody for showing up. So with that said, we're going to go with the A opening items. A1, call to order.
Trustees present tonight are Trustee Romero, Trustee Magallanes, Trustee Ciro Calderon, Trustee Alvarado.
Well, look it, ladies and gentlemen, listen up. If we're going to be like this, if we're not going to be doing nothing, we're going to go ahead and get up and walk out, and that's pretty much it. Listen, I know everybody has passionate, wants to say something, but listen, if there is not going to be any order, we're going to clear out the room, and that's pretty much it. All right? Let's go ahead and be respectful and go ahead and start going on. Perfect. Listen, we need to go ahead and just get to order. I understand everybody wants to talk. You guys want to be heard. Let's go ahead and just calm down. If not, like I said, we're going to have to clear the room, and that's pretty much it. With that, moving on, we're going to go to A2, Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Hort, can you go ahead and lead us in Pledge of Allegiance, please? We're starting off with B, public comments. I start off with the first one, which is Maria Luisa Martiga. And real quick, before you start, there is, I think, a total of 14. I know the last time we had this going on, so if we could go ahead, there's 14, if we could go ahead and cut it down at least to about 2 minutes, that way everybody could go ahead and go up and start talking. That way we could go ahead and start with everything going on. Maria Luisa Martiga. No? Number 2, Bob Nelson.
There, okay. You've heard me basically each meeting, so I don't think I need to introduce myself. But Bob Nelson from Mainz, been a teacher in Calexico for 22 years, taught for 32. The definition of a raise is a salary that is above a cost of living adjustment. Sure, a cost of living adjustment is an increase, but it does not allow for any new purchases or investments. A raise allows one to provide the family with new things aside from a fixed budget. This year is the first year any teacher with 15 years of service in 2017-18 has seen an increase in his or her salary thanks to the ridiculous 5-year anniversary. Other districts have 2 or 3-year anniversaries. Let's suppose a 15-year teacher in 17-18, now at 20, has children. That's about 10, 12 years old. Back in 17-18, growing kids means more food. I mean, more money. Now kids need a Letterman's jacket, money for the prom, a car. Oh, you can't forget auto insurance, and the list goes on and on. Then they're trying to plan for college. I can guarantee you that our kids won't qualify for financial aid. The stress of trying to budget without a raise for over 5 years, on top of the fact that we've been going through this pandemic, has brought increases on everything. Even personal issues that have arisen. Teachers economically stressed, and it's affecting our work, as well as our adding stress on our families and marriages. Some are even struggling with student loans, mortgages, or how do I afford buying a set of new tires for the car? Your actions are causing some of our teachers to go out on stress leave. Think of what you are doing to your teachers and to the students, because students suffer just as well because they end up getting subs. Suddenly you come out with some surprise last night, some offer following Friday's close of mediation, when it was decided that we would go into fact-finding. 20.5% is a far better offer than what you've given, but you are still trying to lock us into a cap with benefits. We have not even had the time to learn and understand the possible avenues regarding any kind of a cap. Now, if I've calculated correctly, it means a class 4 20-year teacher would see an increase from the current $82,255 to approximately $101,250. I have not seen the current salary scale, so it may be a little off, but it's in the ballpark. And this is with a cap, mind you. Brawley Elementary,
Mr. Nelson, can you go
20-year.
ahead and wrap it up, please?
I got
some more, please.
Please, hear me out. Brawley's elementary 20-year teacher is over $116,000, and they pay too into their insurance as well. Do you think matching us with other districts, do you think that's matching? No, it's not. You expect us to accept your offer while you leave us in the dark without any kind of
Mr. Nelson,
offer.
can you go ahead and wrap it up, please?
Can I have someone else read it then?
Excuse me?
Can I have someone else continue reading?
We have other people in line, but can you go ahead and wrap it up, please?
Yes, I'm trying to. Let me get to this piece then. Furthermore, we've not now gotten COLA in over a decade. You get COLA. What do you do with that money? Why don't you include that in part of our salary over the past 5 years and for every future year? Don't leave us in the dark for any upcoming years. Be transparent. Guarantee, that's bottom line. That's where we're all at. Calexico teachers are very upset. Give us a raise that we believe we deserve over the last 5 years without a cap. And then we'll go into fact-finding so that you can make us a final offer that can prevent or create a strike. Can you afford a strike?
Martha Torres. Martha Torres. Martha Torres.
Okay, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Colleagues, nice to see you again. My name is Marta Torres, and this is Araceli Bottoms. We retired We are retired. Lucky me, exactly. Every time I see something on social media, I thank God that I retired when I did. Because when I retired from Calexico Unified School District, I was full of honor and pride of being part of Calexico Unified. Right now, I'm embarrassed to say that I was part of Calexico Unified. When I was part of Calexico Unified, we did not need attorneys to work with us because we were working in good faith. We all had our envision of what we wanted for this district, and what we wanted was the best for our kids. Right now, what do you have? A bunch of angry, disappointed teachers. Tired because of the pandemic, because of everything that has been going on. And now I hear insurance, I hear a bunch of stuff going on. It's like, this is ridiculous. I cannot believe that I'm living and I'm seeing this. When everything that Calexico Unified had years back was the best teachers in the state. We were the best paid. I worked for you guys for 40 years. 40 years. I dedicated my life to make this a happy environment for our students. And what you guys are doing is completely the opposite. You have so many dedicated teachers that are burned out. I don't know what you guys want. And at the beginning, somebody said, if there's no respect, I'm going to have to ask you out. Show us your respect. Give us what they're asking for. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Torres. Melissa Gamboa.
Hi, I'm Melissa Gamboa. I'm a teacher at this district for far too long. I'm also a parent. My daughter goes to the school at Calexico High School. Both of my kids did. On that note, my daughter started the school year with an Algebra 2 substitute teacher, which was another teacher that just transferred until November 29th. You guys hired a full-time teacher. So that is 3 months of a substitute teacher in an Algebra 2 class. But besides being a teacher at this district and a parent in Calexico, I'm also a Calexico community member, which pays taxes and is a registered voter. I'm gonna go straight to the point. I was just keep trying to think of what I could tell you to make you change your mind, and obviously, I'm always talking into deaf ears. But I have a couple of things that I do want to say. One, we don't trust you. I don't trust Mr. Gonzalez. I don't trust any of the board members. I definitely don't trust your lawyer. The more time she spends here, the more money she's making. It's only obvious. I don't trust your negotiations team. We have lost trust. It is sad to see some of the people that actually grew up in my neighborhood, and you lost how you actually began, your humble beginnings. These kids, maybe you sent them somewhere else, but my kids go to Calexico. All right? So I'm very invested in this community. Some of us left and came back because we were tired of the district and the city doing the same thing to us, screwing us over with my tax money. Now, we trust our negotiations team, so thank you, Dr. Thurman, for sending that email last night because it only got us more, pumped up. Thank you. You helped our organizing tactics. Thank you so much, Dr. Thurman. The message that I also do want to send is that we are ready to strike. We are ready. All right? We are tired. We are annoyed. We are frustrated. We're in there with our kids. I don't know who changed the time legally to 3 minutes from 3 to 2, but I just want to make sure that we are ready to strike. We don't want to, but we will. It's there. It's there. And I also want to say one last thing. If you don't have in your heart these kids, that you're going to do the best thing for my kids, my students, you need to leave. You need to get out.
Thank you, Ms. Gamboa. Mr. Guillen, Jose Guillen.
My name is Jose Guillen, and that's the lady came out as my daughter. Okay. And I've been coming here for about 15 years for the school board, and like one teacher said, you are the worst. And I can't even know, I don't even know what to say, but I'm gonna start with Ciro Calderon. You know, he's been one of the worst board members in here, and now he's trying like a comeback or kiss somebody's, I don't know, telling things that he's blaming you guys now, the superintendent and the other rest of the board members. That's funny, you know, because he harassed and he's a finger. And that's one of the worst things that you can do, you know. If you stick to your guns, no matter which side you are, you gotta stand there. But if you betray your own, that's one of the worst things, Ciro. And, you know, I'm not saying you guys are good. You are the same, but at least you're standing your grounds. And like I said, you know, and like everybody says in here, you guys don't have a heart. You guys sit there, you come and when you want people to vote for you, you tell a lot of stuff. And I mean, you guys are politics. You're liars, you know. And that's all you do, lie all the time. Because when you get in and get the position, you don't do nothing. And it's sad because, you know, everybody that is here, most of them, I could say, you know, like 99% of the persons in here are from Calexico. We should stick together. We should do good. Because if people put you in there, it's to do good for the citizens. And like they say, you know, for the kids. If you don't have good teachers, you're not going to have good students. And all of you went over here to the school and you study. And one of the worst things is you want to take everything away from it. Maybe in the next meeting, we're only going to have a minute. And then the next one, we're not going to have anything. We're just going to go through, a drive-through. Come on, guys. Do something for the people. Wake up. Open your heart.
Thank you,
And
Mr.
the
Guillen.
superintendent, too, because
Guillen.
that's what happened.
Can you wrap it up,
I
please?
know, I'm finished.
Thank you. Marty Guillen. Marty Guillen.
Is this on? Hi, my name is Marty Guillen, and I'm here to cede my time to Ciro in hopes that he actually tells us some good news.
Just FYI, yeah, he did put in a paper for a public comment, so we're going to go ahead and just give him that for public comment.
So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have 2 minutes. So, basically, what I want to tell the board at this point is that we have failed. We have failed. Let me tell you why we have failed. Because these people entrusted us to do the best, not only for them, for these kids. Okay? Now, no, I don't want votes. Okay? No, I don't. I don't. But let me. But We were entrusted with making the right decisions for them, and our mistake was to leave that decision to an outsider. Okay? So, that outsider doesn't have any vested time in this community. Okay? That outsider goes back to San Diego. That outsider gets paid regardless of whether he gets the contract done or not. Okay? So now, I don't want to strike, and I'm not saying this because I want votes. I don't want to strike. I don't want to strike. Okay? I don't want these kids to be without teachers. I don't want them to be out there without having to work. Okay? What I'm asking today is that we, as a board, that we take matters into our hands, and that we finish negotiations the way they're supposed to be. That's all I want.
Elvira Zen.
Good evening, school board members, parents, students, concerned citizens, and my ACT members. My name is Elvira Zim, not a bulldog, but pretty darn near. Tonight I felt compelled to speak before you. I'm kind of a shy person. But regarding the negotiations, the current status of the negotiations, I just felt compelled to come up here and speak to you. This district is in a crisis right now. You know, our culture tends to make us temper our speech and not express our anger publicly. But staff members at my school site come to me because they're losing hope. Calexico, will they ever take us seriously? And we're tired of this running around and getting the runaround from you. When we're gone, we're gone. And you won't be able to replace us as easily as you might be tempted to think. If you've been paying attention, the cost of living has been surging ever since COVID hit. And that's on top of the cost of living that accrued the 4 years or the 5 years that this board has been using every trick in the book to avoid the increases that we deserve. To keep from losing the purchasing power that our families need to provide for our families. Consumer prices have recently climbed 7.5%. I hope you're watching the news and you're keeping abreast to the current economic situation in our nation. So the district can't just sit back on its hands while other districts and employers hire away our talent because we can't afford to stay here and starve. We've been 5 years without a fair and equitable contract. I am ready. We are ready to do whatever it takes to achieve that end. Have a good night.
Alyssa Terran.
I'm going to wait for my timer to start. Oh, do I start? Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Alyssa Taran, a fifth-year teacher here at Calexico Unified. I was hired in 2017, and so were a couple of us here. I'm a proud daughter of 2 veteran teachers, a goddaughter to another, and a niece to another. I cannot keep on defending Calexico Unified to tell my friends and colleagues to come work here. It is ridiculous for me to say, well, I have support. Support doesn't pay my bills. Support doesn't pay me to get a master's degree that I'm doing for these kids. These students right here, some of them I subbed for them, and I taught them how to read. I taught them how to write. And the kids in my independent studies class that I have right now, because you know what, they're scared to come back because of COVID, I'm the one teaching them how to read. I'm the one teaching them how to write. And I am so embarrassed to tell people, yeah, I work in Calexico. And they're like, why? Why are you there, Lisa? You deserve to be in Brawley. You deserve to be in Imperial because you know what to do. I know how to turn a JPEG into a written document. Do some of you? I don't even think you can. I need to do you know how hard it is to make a seesaw activity for those students and teach them how step by step when we all learned at one time? How many teachers have I helped out of my heart because they deserve to help their kids? I am so embarrassed by this board. I cannot say enough because someone said here, well, we'll find another teacher. Where are you going to find them if they don't pass their CBEST, their CSETs, the RICA, the ETPA? That takes 30 hours to complete. I don't see any of you seeing all the hard work the young teachers are doing and the older teachers and the veterans. We are tired. We want to stay, but you're making us leave. So think about that when you're doing these negotiations, when you're thinking about someone will take their place. You took 3 months to get an Algebra 2 teacher? Yeah, because they went to Southwest. And that's the honest truth. They went to Brawley. So think about that, board. And some of you need to realize that your kids deserve better. They deserve better. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Xavier Rodriguez, Javier Rodriguez.
It's going to be a tough act to follow. Hello, everyone. My name is Javier Rodriguez. I'm the ACT president. Usually when you guys see me up here, you see me with papers, some speech I prepared for maximum effect, drawn from some kind of inspiration. And today I just didn't know what to say. It wasn't until I got here, until I got to the corner and I saw every single teacher there, that I was reminded of exactly why everybody here puts in those long hours. Because this is a community. This is a community so many of us grew up in. This is a community so many of you grew up in. So many of these people here are your friends. You know how much they've sacrificed, and you know how much they'll continue to sacrifice, and how much they'll continue to hope that you all finally do the right thing. Every single day we are in the classrooms, and we're there for them. We're there because they believe in us and they trust us in the same way that we all trust all of you. Earlier today, we presented you with our proposal. And when I was handing it out and I sat down and I started listening to all the speeches, I thought to myself, is that really enough? Is what we asked for really enough? And I don't think it is. And I think if you want to do the right thing, you're going to take that proposal that we offered you and you're going to make it better. Because you know what this community deserves. I know you believe it. I know you want it. It's time to heal. Be the leaders that we need to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. We're going to do the last one. Monse Gomez. Monse Gomez.
So I want to refer to something Mr. Rodriguez said. So Monse and I will be talking today, but ever since the last meeting, we said we're tired. I mean, we're just students, right? But there isn't any facts that we can bring you to the table. I mean, you already see the millions of dollars you have in your reserve. You already know all of it. There's no facts that's going to convince you. There is one thing I can say, though. Do you guys know what's going on at UCLA at the moment? At UCLA, do you know what's going on? Students are protesting the housing crisis. They're staying in Murphy Hall, and they're there. And something I've noticed throughout history is when students come together, there is a power, and there is something, and there's power in that number. We saw it in the Vietnam War when they protested. So all I wanted to say before I pass it on to Monse is, like teacher said, they're ready to go on strike. But students, there's a power in students, and we're just teenagers, meaning we're impulsive, and we'll probably do something to go against you.
I wanted to express today how much in pain I am. It pains me that you rather have these great losses that impact your students so greatly just for yourself. I don't know if you all are aware, but just this last week, we lost one of the greatest counselors, if not the greatest counselor, Calexico Unified School District has ever had. On Friday was Monica Hernandez's last day. She did more for us than was ever part of her contract. It's just so sad that you can't do anything for us. The students, we've been coming since September, asking you what we want, what we deserve. We really lost the best counselor all because of you. Because of you, and she told us, I'm gonna go to the next meeting, and if something changes, maybe I'll stay. Nothing ever changed. So this Friday was her last day. So honestly, if you can't give me a good reason why are you doing this to us, to your students? This is a school district. You work for the students. If not, then why are you working in the school district? Go work for the city, but not in a school district. Because we're asking you, the students are here begging you. And you're hurting us, and I'm expressing to you, and you just won't listen. So I can never forgive you for letting her go, and I don't know if you ever should forgive yourself either.
Well, thank you all for the public comments. We're going to go ahead and go see announcement of convening in closed session. We're going to go into closed session now.
I put in my paperwork with enough time, Mr. Romero. Margarita. Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys what I was about to say. You know, mi mamá decía que las cosas se arreglan por las buenas o por las malas. Y ya como veo que esta mesa directiva va, parece